You know, I realized that ever since I started doing those video reviews, I have been using a BlackBerry to film, so I was browsing around in my phones a little earlier today to see which next piece of shit I could review, and I stumbled upon, ta-da-dum, this one. What is this? It's a BlackBerry. As a matter of fact, it looks exactly like a BlackBerry 857 or 957, which were Mobitex and DataTac based respectively. But nope, that's not it either. This is the 5810, which was the very first BlackBerry for GSM networks. So quite a piece of history right there in my hands. This one uses the old BlackBerry platform. It has always been Java based, but this one is really fragile and weak, and it really shows its age. Now the track wheel on this particular BlackBerry is defective, so I can't really scroll through the menus as I would like to see fit, but I do remember about the shortcuts, so I'll just use those instead, since if you scroll too much in one direction with the fucked up trigger, it can crash, quite literally crash. I'll show you about to show you just how much of an old piece of shit it is. Enter. Version 3.6.0.73. Copyright 1997-2003. Yeah, right. 2003. Well, I don't know. More blah, blah, blah. And, oh, look at that. It mentions Java powered right there. Blah, 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 blah. Boring. Status. Screen keyboard. That's not what I wanted, but still. Well, let's explore the home screen. Right there is messages. Right next to it are saved messages. That was write new message, I believe. And there's the phone application. And oh, there's a catch with this one. See the earpiece? Or the microphone? That's because there is none. You have to plug in a 2.5 millimeters adapter right there. A headset. You have to use a fucking headset. Yep, that's how much it sucks. Anyways, contacts, calculator, profiles, like I said, those pre-configured states, shall we say. Like if you're in a meeting or something, you want it on vibrate, so only so it doesn't disturb and that kind of shit. And you can configure that. Locks the keyboard. That is the wireless connection. You can enable and disable it. It's off right there, but that's because there is no SIM card in there. Shut down. And you can see the battery battery gauge here. Excuse me. One thing about this BlackBerry is that this is an internal battery, and never mind the time and date, it's wrong, but I don't care. See, the battery is right in the BlackBerry, and I had to open it up and see for myself if it can be changed, and it's fucking impossible. It's fucking impossible. On the bottom, you'll see SIM card tray. Pop this little button right there, and it's gonna make the SIM tray come out. Now, since I've got both my hands full with those fucking BlackBerries, one hand, I'm just not gonna do it. BlackBerry, this one does the usual email, though I think it's pretty much limited because of its older age. And not to mention that the platform is not exactly stable either. I mean, this was one of the very first Blackberries, yeah. You know, when you saw someone that said, hey, this guy's a businessman, instead of today where they're pretty much fucking common. That pisses me off. Why the fuck do you ever need a fucking Blackberry? Oh, Facebook, piece of shit. All that fucking garbage. I'm sorry, I digress. This one, honestly, as a phone, is terrible. And on the signal front, check this out, it has only 1900 megahertz. The other frequency is 900 megahertz, which is to be used for Europe. Now, 900 megahertz is not used in North America for cell phones, so I'm basically stuck with a monoband phone. And 1900 megahertz only coverage is, well, spotty and honestly kind of sucks. But hey, that's the granddaddy of all GSM Blackberries, and I thought it would be a nice blast from the past to review this one, even though it sucks. Oh, one more thing. Check out the backlight. It's kind of hard to see here, but you remember these old Indiglo watches? The kind of aquamarine, blue-green, bizarre backwater something? Well, it's that color. It's actually pretty good. One of the reasons that makes this phone cool. Other than that, if you find one, just get it, but otherwise, don't go out of your way. This isn't a very good phone. But hey, it was an old phone, so who am I to criticize? It comes with its own cradle that is also the charger that also is connected to an old serial port. So you can use it with BlackBerry desktop. I imagine I haven't tried it out, since it's probably too fucking old. And I don't have a version that is old enough for this piece of shit. Well, that's pretty much it. That's the BlackBerry 5810. Vintage garbage.